Hey guys, I'm gonna take you through my leg workout. It's a new training program for me, so I am gonna be freaking sore tomorrow. Let's get started. All right, so I always do some warm-ups, especially with the exercises. I'm gonna be doing some Smith machine calf raises here and really focusing on hitting the calves completely. I'm trying to really build this inner head of my calf muscle right here so you can hopefully be able to see more development there in my front pose. So you're gonna notice I turn my toes in, my heels out slightly, and I'm gonna pause at the bottom so I don't have any elastic reflex in the Achilles tendon there. It's really calf muscle driving the heels up. And I'm gonna pause at the top. So I'm gonna work up to some pretty heavy weight for me, and it's a super short rest period. Really hard to build your calves, so really trying to pump that lactate into the muscle and get a lot of congestion there in these 5 sets. Next week, this feels on the easier side of things. Next week I'll add a lot more weight, but I think this is gonna be tough with that short break. All right, so next, and I put these at the top of my program so that my hamstrings are fresh. These are freaking hard. It's a progression on Nordic drops, and the goal is hopefully in 2 months when my friend Hattie Bueno comes back, I'll be able to do a full one, or at least a decent one with her. So I'm gonna warm up my hamstrings with some bent knee back extensions. So watch how I do this. I'm gonna set myself up on a back extension machine, and I'm gonna focus on driving the knees into the hip pad and flexing just my hamstrings. I am not going to change the flexion at my hips at all. I'm going to stay bent over. So I'm using the back extension machine, but I'm not doing a back extension. I'm really focusing on flexing the hamstrings. I'm going to come down, and then just drive the knees in, stay bent over. I'm really trying to flex those hamstrings. Stretch the hamstrings out, and then contract. Stretch the hamstrings out, and then contract. I'm just warming up. I'm not going to exhaust myself here. Let's do it one more. So my first set here, I like to set up with this bench really close to me. So I'm just gonna come forward maybe a couple of inches, and then without touching this or just barely brushing it, I'm gonna again contract the hamstrings to pull myself back. I'm trying to keep myself in hip extension, full hip extension. It's very, very hard. Ribs down, abs tight, glutes tight. So maintaining that hip extension. Feet, my heels are wedged underneath this bench. You can have somebody hold your heels. I'm doing this on my own here. I found a place in my gym where I can wedge my heels, and I'm tight here, and I'm gonna just go and show you what that looks like. So I'm just going forward and coming back. Just going forward, and I'm coming back. Now I'm gonna push this out just a little bit. Now this gets really hard, really freaking fast, right? And people bounce off this thing, we totally defeat the purpose. You're trying to train your hamstrings to stay tight, to maintain the position, and then contract and pull you back. Okay? So right there, I can really feel this outer head starting to hurt. So, oh God. I might get one more. Oh. All right, so that's pretty much, that's it. So I'm gonna get some volume in now doing those back knee extensions. I'm gonna do some of those, maybe 8-10 reps, just get some volume in there in my hamstrings, and I'll do 3 in total. You try this, it is very, very hard, it's very challenging. For sure you have to have good, healthy hamstrings.
I was born for this, I was born for this.
these are standing hamstring curls, and I've played around with the technique of these quite a bit so I can really target both the glute and this outer hamstring belly here. And the key, number one, you got to keep your upper body upright and completely static. You should not be leveraging at all with your upper body. Your hips need to be in full extension. So I think of doing a hip thrust, and my working leg knee is going to stay slightly in front of that back knee. We see a lot of people doing this exercise like this, lifting way too much weight and completely missing the point. If you thrust those hips forward, maintain an upright static position and keep that working leg knee forward, and then just isolate the hamstring to do the work, you're going to feel a tremendous contraction all through the glutes and all in that beautiful outside belly, and that's going to really change your side pose. For those of you that are a physique athlete, it's a beautiful exercise. I like to hold it in the flex position. I don't spend too much time at the bottom. Just get it right back up there. Just pumping blood into that hamstring and glute. So I'm doing a pyramid here, which means I'm actually going to increase the weight for less reps. So instead of 12, I'm going to instead of 10. Increase the weight instead of an 8. Increase the weight, and then I'm going to go back down to a little bit less than this first weight. I'm going to go down to 15 kg. I'm going to do an AMRAP, drop the weight, AMRAP, drop the weight, AMRAP. It's a massive, again, lactate training for the hamstring belly, but I'm also going through some different rep ranges and hitting, hopefully recruiting all my muscle fibers. Triple drop set. So I'm gonna hammer it, AMRAP, stay on that leg, drop it, hammer it, AMRAP, stay on that leg, drop it, hammer it, AMRAP. So you're getting tons of blood metabolite into that hamstring and glute. Another huge part of trying to build muscle is staying on top of your supplements. I don't take a lot. I do take creatine. I take a lot of creatine before and after training. And citrulline malate, 8 grams of citrulline malate every single day whether I'm training or not. So I'm using that brand right now. And then Opus is a really tasty intra-workout drink, non-caffeinated, and it's got 1.5 servings of beta-alanine per scoop. So I'll have 2 scoops of that as well during training. So I'm getting 3 grams of beta-alanine, 8 grams of citrulline malate, and I take in total 8 pills of the Magnum. So anywhere from like 5 to 8 grams of creatine is great. All right, so I'm gonna go and start warming up for my squats. I don't want to take a lot of time in my warm up, but I wanna make sure that the movement is good. It's been a long time, a couple months since I've really squatted anywhere heavy, and I'm hoping to work out maybe to sets of 165 my first week. You'll notice I'm wearing knee sleeves. I am almost 50, and most of my athletes are older. I'm a big proponent of being preventative. So knee sleeves are actually offer a lot of cushion to the knee joint. And if you're training a lot of knee flexion in your leg day, they're definitely advisable. So whenever I do a lot of knee flexion, whether it's Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges, even heavy leg presses, I'll put on my knee sleeves so I save my knees. I want to be doing this when I'm 70. And I'm also going to wear a belt. Just making sure that I'm really protected on my back. The key to building muscle is to staying injury free. So I'm just very, very preventative, and I'll probably put my wrist straps on as well, because I'm going to do a low bar squat, which puts my wrists in a pretty compromised position, a lot of weight on those tiny little bones in there. So I'm going to also wear that again to keep the mobility in my wrists as I'm training. trying to really focus on one spot and not deviating my neck at all and just staying in position and grinding. I always use wrist straps for dumbbell work. I'm not working on my forearms, my grip strength. I did that for years. I'm not interested now. And as I've gotten older too, I just want to minimize any tension there in the tendons, especially around the elbow joint. So I focus on the legs. Again, not working on my grip, I'm focused on my legs. So I recommend getting really, really familiar with these wrist straps. Make your life easier. I'm quad focused, so I'm gonna push my knees forward here, pause at the bottom, and then contract to come up. This is a deficit deadlift, so I'm going down so that knee goes below the plane of my left foot, then I'm gonna drive it up. I don't stay at the top long, I don't just pump into that quad. So I'm doing a pyramid up. That means I'm starting at high rep at 30. To be honest, I pretty much guessed that first weight and it was quite heavy. I felt it about rep 16 or 17, but I managed to get the 30 out. So I'm only gonna go up 10 pounds. I'm gonna do 20 reps. So I'm dropping down the reps each set, adding weight, and then I go to 15 reps. And I should be able to add, you know, hopefully 20, 30 pounds for that last set of 15, but I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm pretty tired. It's at the end of my workout. My legs are fried, so I'm gonna see how it goes. I can go up. It was hard, but not as hard. 15. Easy. Oh. That was a phenomenal first crack at this session. I loved every part of it. I'm really excited about the Nordic drop, so I'm pretty sure in a couple months I'm going to be at least past 45 degrees on those, so very excited about that. Leg presses were insane, so worked up to a hard set of 30, increased the weight, did 20, increased the weight, and did another 15, and honestly, I feel I could have added a lot more weight for that last set of 15, so I'm really excited next week to see what I can do, and all over just a double thumbs up for that program, and if you try it, let me know how it goes.